Hello everyone, welcome back. Uh, Now we will move on to the company's rule. We saw that the East India Company, which came as a purely commercial trading company, now became an administrative body in the Indian land. So that prolonged till 1857, because in 1857 you have the Sepoy Mutiny, മലയാളത്തിൽ പറയും ശിപ്പായി ലഹള. So, after the revolt of 1857, the very next year, 1858 onwards, we have the British Crown ruling India. So, after 1857, the company is out of the scene, and the British Crown or the British government has directly taken over the administration of India from the East India Company. Uh, Before we begin with that, you need to know very briefly about the Sepoy Mutiny. As I just mentioned, it happened in the year 1857. That's also called the First War of Indian Independence. Uh, there are a lot of reasons behind why there was this sudden outbreak of this mutiny. Uh, See, basically, the condition of the peasantry during the British rule was really bad. So they saw this, as a means of protest. So for the peasantry, this was a protest against the policies of the British government, which negatively or badly affected the peasants. And for the soldiers, as you might have studied in your smaller classes, it's a very common thing, commonly known fact that for the soldiers, the reason was two. So basically, the soldiers served the East India Company's army. So the soldiers were recruited. These soldiers, once into the army of the or the armed forces of the East India Company, they were sometimes asked to cross the sea, maybe to wage a war or for various purposes of a military. So, according to the caste beliefs and practices of those days, a person who crossed the sea became an outcast. So, for such soldiers, coming after serving abroad, coming back to their community or caste was impossible. Other than this, there was an immediate trigger to it. Um, there was a rumor that a new cartridge, which was introduced in the army those days, was smeared with pig's fat. So, as you know, pig itself is not a commonly used, form of food, and it's usually pig fat is considered kind of very low and menial in Indian caste thoughts. So to use this cartridge, they had to tear it off with their teeth. So there was a rumor that this cartridges was smeared with pig fat. So once you tear it off with your teeth, naturally you get in touch with the pig fat, which was against their caste sentiments. So this was another reason why the soldiers were triggered. And yes, there's one more factor that these soldiers who served in the army, they all came from peasant families. Their siblings and parents and relatives back home were all farmers. So, whatever the anti farmer laws and regulations or policies, rather, that the company followed, which was basically exploitative policies, they indirectly affected the soldiers as well. And there was a third group who actually joined the mutiny. You must be knowing this Jhansi Rani and all those people who lost their territory. Um so these local rulers, farmers, soldiers, they all moved, they all came together for this mutiny. Definitely, this was not an all India movement or a pan India revolt or something. This was, localized. But considering uh, the fact that this happened in the year 1857, when we were not, you know, when we were not still a nation, we were, rather independent groups of people ruled by local kings. So, considering that fact, yes, we must admit that the revolt of 1857 was a uh, large breakthrough wherein a lot of people came together. But remember the fact that even when we say that a lot of people came together, they all had different reasons for coming together. The peasants had a different reasons, the soldiers had a different reason, and the local rulers uh, who joined the revolt had an entirely different reason. Though their objectives were different, we must admit the fact that yes, they all came together as at least in the northern belts of the country, they could, mobilize some people to an extent. So that way, yes, it's right to call it the first war of Indian independence. Okay, so now this is the background to the uh, revolt. We will not go into more details of the revolt, but with this background, we will now move on to the 1858 Act, whereby the crown takes over the rule from the East India Company. And after 1858 onwards, you have the the crown's rule in India and not the company's rule.